subscribe. Darling Radio, watch and subscribe.
Well, you know what makes the white supremacists mad? They hate when we know more than them. That's the thing that burns them up. When they can't con you, because see, they thrive on conning black folks. And when they can't con you, boy, they get upset. That's why they call up and then they try to debate. And what they do first, they try to be very deceptive. And when that don't work, when we calmly debunk them with scholarship, you want to see them get mad. That's how you get them mad. See, black folks, see y'all, they've been running a game on black folks. See, they know how to push black people's buttons and make black people emotional and have you crashing out. Goddamn, cracker, shut your ass up. They love that. They love getting you out your body. Yeah. You got to learn how to reverse that. And you reverse that on the white supremacists by knowing more than them and understanding their con game. Once you figured out their con game and they know you figured them out, they can't run game on you. Boy, they get so mad. When you can intellectually defeat them, they get livid. That's why they be in these spaces mad at you guys all the time, because some of y'all know how to handle them verbally. You're mad at me all the time. See, y'all got to understand deception. That's the main tool of white supremacy. Deception is the foundation of their control. See, white supremacy, they don't function primarily through brute force. See, it relies heavily on them manipulating perception. And see, when we start seeing through the manipulation, that kind of breaks the trance that a lot of black people are on and a lot of black people depend on. And us being aware of the little con games they run on us, that threatens the structure. You know, that's why they got all of these talking points trying to deceive us all the time. This is why they hide knowledge and all that. No, 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 no. And then they try to denigrate our knowledge. You better be as knowledgeable as possible. I tell my son all the time, man, you better be the smartest person in the room. And when you walk in the room, you try to be the smartest person in the room. And you get to do that by knowing as much as you can. See, the much of the system is basically built on gaslighting black people. So making us question our reality, our worth, our history. And when you have black people who are fully aware and they're mentally fortified, and that becomes that becomes immune to their psychological warfare. And that renders their weapons, one of their strongest weapons, which is deception, that renders it useless when we let them know I'm not buying none of your bullshit. Yeah. And you're not going to come around playing the benevolent master role, because the white supremacists, they love pretending that they're helpful and objective and that they're mentoring black people too. They'll try to play that game. And then that'll get shattered by those of us who know the game and they feel like they're getting exposed. And they don't like being outsmarted by the subjugated, quote unquote. See, that really messes with their ego. See, the white supremacists, man, they believe in their own superiority sometimes. And when a black person, when we start outsmarting them or refuse to fall for their manipulation, that creates a deep ego injury. See, and they can't mentally process being intellectually inferior to somebody they consider beneath them. So what they do, they start lashing out emotionally and violently. Go back and listen to some of the debates that I've done within the last couple of weeks with some of these white supremacists. They come up here and we start debunking them. When I get brother Dan up here debunking them, just calmly and coolly debunking everything. Well, they get so mad, they'll try to run game. Well, listen there, it's the Jews, dude. I'm telling you, 28% of the slave trade, it was the Jews, and 48% was this, and Only a handful of people had slavery, and it was the South didn't have a lot of money, and they lost everything after the Civil War. Did all of that horse crap. And when we start debunking it, and we let them know we're not going for that, that's not true, and we're not going to play the "I'm white and I say so" game. Boy, you goddamn jigaboos! You're just a goddamn jigaboo and a porch monkey. Oh, they get right to the anger and the racial epithets. You see, but when we intellectually defeat them, they no longer know how to handle us. See, white supremacists, they got scripts and tactics on how to handle passive, confused, and indoctrinated black people. But when somebody is fully informed, those tactics they fail. And then they start panicking because they don't have a plan for an undeceivable black person. They don't have a plan for you, family. You understand? I want y'all to understand something. When you know yourself, you know your history, and you know their history, and you know how much they lie, those are the most important things you need to know as a black person. You need to know your history, you need to know who you are, and you need to know how severe white supremacist lies are. Once you realize that, once you realize their level of deception, that's going to give you a protected aura to a certain degree. That's going to give you a certain level of strength. That's going to unlock a new level of knowledge and protection when you can't let these people deceive you. You see how uncomfortable they get when they're around a black person they're not running a game on. They're around a black person who sees them for what they are, and you're not being emotional about it. That messes with them more than anything. That tears them up. They don't know how to handle that. So what they do, they just start lying and doing smear campaigns because see that reverses the whole power dynamic. See, when a black person can calmly hold their ground and expose their manipulation, the white supremacists then they become the ones on trial, the liar, the fraud, the deceiver. And that inversion of power, boy, that they can't tolerate that. It feels like they've been emasculated. Yeah. And what they really fear is a ripple effect of enlightened black people. When black people are enlightened, black people who are wide awake, that represents more than just a resistant individual. That represents something that can be contagious, other people following suit. That can spark a chain reaction of awareness and resistance. And the white supremacists, I want y'all to understand, they know that truth is infectious. It's infectious. They know how infectious the truth is. And the more it's spread, the more obsolete their control becomes. Yeah. So always be the most knowledgeable person you can be. You see, that's why the white supremacists they love promoting hood videos. They love curating hood nonsense because they see people fighting and doing dumb shit in the hood or whatever. They know that person is not enlightened. They know that person isn't focusing on white supremacy. Because if you were, you wouldn't be fighting in a damn gas station somewhere over a bag of Funyuns or something stupid as hell. But that's what the white supremacists like to look at because that makes them feel better about themselves. But when they come in spaces like this or come around black people like us, that inferiority complex kicks in because now you're not able to run the whole black degeneracy thing on us. Well, it's real deep. It is real deep. Let's get Indaba, Mr. Indaba in the building. Indaba, I'm gonna give you 2 seconds in. There you go.
Hey, Tariq, how you doing? I'm listening to you speak about white supremacists, and I'm wondering, do you feel bad that you sold black people out to white supremacists?
Okay. Now, family, I told you about how white supremacists and tethers love lying. This is a part of the lying culture. So we're used to lying culture of tethers. What part of Africa are you from, sir?
I am in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Got it. Yeah. So that whole culture of just lying incessantly, do you not get tired of that? Do you not understand that's part of the problem over there in your homeland? All that lying you guys do?
Well, Tariq, you're gonna have to be specific. What are we lying about?
You just sat here lying on the phone to me. So now,
Tariq, I asked you how you feel about selling your people out to white supremacists.
and
Where's the lie?
um you just said it. You just lied. It just a lie came right out of your mouth, and you just repeated the lie. So you've established yourself as a liar, right?
No, Tariq, let's not do this. Let's just cut this rigmarole.
Yeah, let's stop lying.
Like, you've been speaking about how you debate, so let's have an actual debate on
What
the merits that were raised.
the problem is you've already lost because you came in lying. You lost the debate already before it started. You've established
Brother,
as a
did you not tell people Trump was a better option?
yeah, I did. And he is a better
So why were you crying last week about what's happening in DC, blaming the Democrats? But that's completely
Heather's
all
cry.
Trump.
Heather's cry. You're projecting your
Tariq, I can literally pull up a tweet that you
you're projecting your tether mindset. I don't cry over anything
how am I a tether when I'm in my own country?
because you cry to white people over there for food.
You
You're
what do you
projecting
mean you crying for white people? You crying for your SNAP benefits? You crying for the ability to smoke on
you
your
cry,
porch?
cry for bushmeat, sir. That's what you cry for. You cry for toilet paper to
You
wipe.
can't even smoke on your own porch.
You cry for toilet paper, sir.
You keep muting me.
Yes, 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 because you're not just gonna lie, sir. You're not gonna lie. And
So how is it a debate when you mute?
I
Because even if somebody's lying, you
not debate. This isn't a debate. I debate with my equals, all others I teach. You're not anybody.
who are your equals? Sir Major,
You're not on a level to debate, sir. You are a low life.
Afro Elite, Mark Carter.
Sir. You are a low level lying,
These are your FBA heavyweights, Giselle, right?
low level lying, scamming tether, sir. You're not debating with
Yeah, this.
nothing, sir. Now let's get on the Trump thing. Let's get on the Trump thing. Now, what about it? I didn't
I mean, I mean, this just really proves how.
vote for Trump. So you tethers lie so much, you forgot you lied about that. I didn't vote for
Who
Trump.
said? I didn't say you voted for Trump.
Then
I
what are
said
you talking?
you tell people that Trump is the better option.
Yeah,
That's too complete.
what we're getting now is open white supremacy. That's better than covert white supremacy, right?
Tariq, are you listening to yourself?
Yes. Are you listening to yourself? We're getting open white supremacy. We're not going to get this covert shit where they get
In what world is
where you get on. I don't want white supremacy with a black face. That confuses.
Tariq?
We're getting
Tariq,
supremacy. So what you talking about?
in what world is racism, whether direct or indirect? Okay, please explain that to me.
None of
You're
it is
acting like
okay.
you're acting.
It is okay. But I like honesty.
Tariq, you're acting like
I
people.
like honesty. If we're going to get racism, at least tell us.
Tariq, without muting me,
No,
you're acting like a,
you're not going to be a low life, lying, scamming tether. I want
you are acting like a.
white supremacy honest. Don't give me a Kamala Harris and the same white supremacy. Do you understand?
I understand.
See, I'm not like you. And also, you're not even over. If you said you're not over here, what does the political landscape here have to do with you anyway? If you're not even over here, huh? What does the political landscape here have to do with you and you're not even here? And you're not muted, sir. Unmute your microphone. Open white supremacy is better because you're getting it anyway. They're just lying about it. They do the same shit but lie about it. Trump ain't even putting up no pretense about it. They sent them to go after black folks as a proxy, because what they're really doing, they're going after more immigrants too. They're taking away them sanctuary cities too. I don't like black people being used as a pawn, though. I don't like that. See, I speak up for my people, sir. I don't abandon them.
Thanks for unmuting me, Tariq. Let me just respond to your question about me being based in South Africa and how Trump actually affects us here. I don't know if you have noticed, but everybody has been hit with tariffs, and the tariffs aren't even based on any trade policy. Tariffs are based on what Trump wants and who he favors. You see that in the case of Brazil. You see that in the case of South Africa, where he is forcing South African governments to acknowledge the plight of white South Africans. So when you come on this platform and you tell us that white South Africans are busy running rings around us, yet people are dragged off their porches in DC, what are you actually telling me?
Well, I'm
You
telling
actually,
you to stand on business like DC is, and not run.
brother, we're standing on
Yeah,
business.
they're standing. Yeah, the black people in DC are still standing on business, and they didn't drag them off their porch. By the way, they didn't drag them off their porches. They were basically verbally harassing the people. They didn't drag them off their porches. A lot of the black folks there, they're just walking around there verbally harassing them. Let's get something straight.
The nice
No. Let's get something straight. This ain't like what they're doing over there. They smack your ass around over there. No, they're not actually doing that. They ain't really putting their hands on black folks like that. They're going to a crowd and arrest somebody who looks like a really non-FBA. Some of the people that they have in handcuffs, them hairlines look a little bit different. So they go into a crowd of black folks and they just kind of happen to know who the non-FBA is. Those are the ones that they got in cuffs. They ain't really beating up on no black folks. I don't like them verbally harassing my people at all. So let's get the shit straight. I,
Tariq,
I, I,
correct me if I'm wrong.
no, I'm talking. Don't talk over me. Our people are standing up on business. When them race soldiers pull up, our folks ain't running around scattering and shit. In fact,
Tariq.
come out there and check their asses. That's how we do. You understand?
Yeah, I understand. But then, Tariq, if you're standing on business, what about the brother who was
The brother who what? Now you talking about some? I don't even know what you're talking about. You about to bring up some weird anecdotal thing? What are you talking about? There's some what about this and some anecdotal bullshit. All right, what about what? And you probably got a double mute. I don't have you muted. It's probably a double mute. It's probably a double mute. But go ahead. You probably dropped some.
all right? No, Tariq. No, I'm here. I'm here. No, I'm still here.
What about the what?
The only person who can mute is you, by the way. So yeah, I wanted to ask you about the brother in Florida who got punched in the face by the police and got let off. Did you guys stand on business for that? They broke his nose. A full FBA brother.
He's not full FBA.
And
That's Caribbean.
brother, he is FBA.
No, he's not.
He's FBA.
It's Caribbean.
And how do you know from where you sitting that he's not FBA?
The dude is Caribbean.
Because if we judging by appearance, you also have a tether hair.
The dude is Caribbean. So yeah, you another failed.
You also have a tether hairline, Tariq.
Who?
So how do you judge?
My
You.
hairline is full FBA and it's beautiful, sir. You're the one with the George Jefferson.
We've seen the pictures. We've seen the pictures.
What pictures have you seen?
Tariq, we've all seen you getting your hair locked up and your hairline is pushed back.
No, it's not.
Please do not lie. And every person who posts that picture,
Projecting onto me, boy. You got to lie on my robust FBA hairline,
brother,
sir.
the pictures are there. And
My pictures are everywhere. I have a beautiful, robust FBA hairline, sir. You're jealous of
brother,
me.
the brothers have seen that hairline. We've all seen that hairline.
You can.
And I'm sure if somebody posts it, you're gonna block them.
No, I'm not. Well, y'all post.
Tariq,
Listen,
Tariq.
listen. Listen. The only time I've had fucked up hairstyles is when a tether was messing with my hair, and I've talked about that every time. I don't. That's why I don't let tethers in my hair no more.
Does that when you say tethers?
Yes. Every time I've had a fucked up hairstyle, a tether did it.
Yeah, but then if you're gonna speak on tethers and people doing hair, we're gonna
Proving my point, sir. I talk about these up tether hairstyles I get all the time. That's why I don't let y'all in my hair. When I went to the UK years ago, I got on live and showed a up hairstyle that I got. I got the worst haircut on earth by some Nigerian brother in the UK. And then when I went to DC some years ago, I did a Rock Newman show. You can go to the Rock Newman's YouTube channel where I did an interview and my hairline is crooked as hell. A Ghanaian dude in DC cut my hair.
So when you're talking about hair and
Listen,
tethers, which
you're bringing up a point. Yes. Every time I have a up hairstyle, a tether has gotten into my hair and messed it up, sir. So that's why I delineate, right?
fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. I'll see to that. I won't argue your point on that.
Check my beautiful FBA hairline. I have a beautiful, robust FBA hairline, sir.
All right, no problem. Just one last question,
Hold on.
especially since we're talking.
No, because we're talking. We're gonna not one last. I need you to stay because we're gonna take time with you. We got my brother
All right, no problem. I got time. I got time,
Dan
Tariq.
in here. Let's get Dan in here.
Yo, how's it going, Flex? How you holding up, bro?
I am good, Dan. We got it in Daba, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I heard him say something interesting. So, these tariffs you're talking about, you said that Trump is making them acknowledge the white South Afrikaners um, in exchange for lower tariff rates. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if you look at it, they want us to get rid of our affirmative action BEE, identify white South Africans as a endangered minority and prioritize crimes against them.
Are you familiar with Cuba and the Bay of Pigs?
Not 100%, but you can go ahead
Okay,
and
well, I'll
inform
tell you
me.
what. So, Fidel Castro took power of Cuba after throwing over Batista. Long story short, the United States government felt he shouldn't be in charge because he was communist. And they tried to kill him. The mission went horribly wrong. And John F. Kennedy put a series of embargoes against him and refused to trade with any country who was done with Cuba. And long story short, to this day, a lot of those embargoes are in place. And that's because the Cuban people actually stood on business and said, no, we're not going to remove him and we don't care about your trade. That's called standing on business. Did your people do the same or did they cave?
Yeah, 100%. You can actually go and find in this past week numerous members, even of opposing parties, have come out to say that we're not going to bend to Trump's will because these tariffs aren't even based on policy. They're based
Yeah,
on
so why did you even
personality.
bring that up then?
No, because Tariq is the one who came here to say that white people are slapping us around. If that was the case, they wouldn't be crying to Daddy Trump, is it?
But they are in South Africa. Are you serious?
Pardon?
Are you trying to make the argument that it's not that way in South Africa?
What is the argument that you say that I'm making so we
No,
can be clear
I'm saying, are
on
you saying
that?
that you guys don't get slapped around in South Africa?
No, I do believe that there are those people, black people especially, who lived in more impoverished areas who are more susceptible and vulnerable than other populations of black people in South Africa that are victim to that. But in my neighborhood, even though I live amongst white people, they never try that. I promise you, they never try that.
Gotcha,
There's
gotcha. So,
multiple videos. So
so you wanted a
it's
few that like,
sorry, I interrupted you. You were saying?
I said, so you wanted a few they actually like.
No. They hate me. Like if you go to my timeline, I
Yeah,
hate
but
them. They hate me. We especially based the fact that most people in South Africa, especially black people, have been pushing for white people to hand over the land. This is why Donald Trump is coming in defense of these white people. But
yeah,
if
but you
you
guys
ask
are the
me,
majority, right?
yeah, we're the majority, and we're doing
Why don't I
everything
just
according
take
to
it?
our
That's what
constitution.
Khalid Muhammad said. Why don't you guys just take it? It's yours.
Look, if you know the history of South Africa,
I
you
do.
would know that South. Okay, right. So you know the story, the Battle of 100 Years in the Natal Midlands,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's more y'all.
right?
Like, why don't I just take it?
Right. So you understand what the after effects of that. If I ask you if you know the history of a township called Soshanguve and how it came about, you couldn't tell me that, right? And that would be a
Wait, is
shining.
that the one where they took all the mixed people and put them in one town, or is that the one
No,
where
no,
the
no,
white
no.
people decided they didn't
When
want to live amongst you guys? Which
so
one?
when you speak about social nguve, it's a
Yeah, I'm familiar with
yeah,
it, but I'm just saying,
yeah.
like, which one are you talking about?
Oh no,
Because
no, because there's many, but social nguve is a prime example of why we won't do that anymore. Take things in that
all
manner
right, so
because
no,
the,
I got you,
the
but I
because
will say this about it,
communities.
right?
I mean,
I
even
will look at you guys' situation and say that
yeah, because
that
even
is
now,
truly
if
unfortunate.
you go to social nguve today, that particular township, and because it was the epicenter of perhaps what you are saying why what we should do, that area has never recovered. It is probably one of the most dangerous places,
Got you. No,
and the
no, I'm familiar with it,
proliferation
but
of
overall,
weapons that still date back to pre-94 can still be found within those communities. So you don't want to
yeah,
see
got
a
you.
situation where you
Yeah,
flood
I'm fully
communities
aware.
and different groups at the end of the day, because what happens after that, once you get rid of your oppressor, now you're going to have groups going at each other, and it still becomes an internal war. So that
Not necessarily though, but see what I'm saying? Like you saying you don't want to trade one devil, but the overall point is with all of that stuff y'all got going on there, why are you worried about some kid getting punched in the face by a cop in Miami?
no, I think you are looking at this in a simplistic
This is
way.
the example you brought
No,
up.
no,
Sir, these words are
I
so mine.
brought,
You
I brought,
literally
I brought,
said you
I
brought up the kid getting
no,
punched in the
no.
face.
That was based on what Tariq said, that whites are busy running ravage around us, and my response to that.
No, no, see one example, listen, one example of a cop punching a kid in the face because of his skin color or otherwise, we don't really know yet, but let's just say that's the case, right? We have fought white supremacy and racism so much in this country that even a kid being punched in the face by a cop rings out bells, and they're trying to do damage control and make sure that they don't upset us with that and to appease the population because they know how aggressive we can get.
Do you really,
They're probably gonna throw this kid
Daniel?
millions of
Do you
dollars
really
and fire
believe
that
that?
cop. But
Yeah,
meanwhile, right now in 2025, you guys have segregated towns. I've been there before. There's places that people like you can't even go
All right.
inside of your own
Now,
country.
if I have to raise that
What are
same
you talking
point,
Nah,
about?
are they
So,
not
man.
so
doing
White
the?
to
people
Are they
compare
not
develop
what we
that
doing?
got
Are
going
they
country.
on,
not doing the same
The
thing in
white man
wait, hold
America?
developed
on, let's
South
put it in
Wait,
Africa.
perspective.
based.
Don't you
Okay,
guys understand that?
okay,
based.
based.
That
Thank you
that the
very
white
much.
man is the
Oh my
backbone of
gosh!
society?
Wow. All right, based. Thank you very much, Daniel.
Yeah, I don't even know who this dude is. But anyway, the point is
Yeah.
this,
So
bro.
my my
If you're trying to compare,
my question would,
you can't compare what we got going on, what you got going on. That's
Daniel,
my
do
point.
you do you honestly and genuinely believe that that you guys are doing something and the American government doesn't want to upset you with
Yeah,
regards to that
Yes,
case? I
yes,
do you
exactly.
genuinely believe that the current administration cares what people of color think and feel?
yes.
Yes, we don't use people of color, but yes, they care.
All
But
right.
specifically black people. Let's be black
In
Americans,
all of
foundation
these
of black
raids,
Americans. Yes.
whether it's for immigrants, whether it is for the National Guard, how come you don't see those happening in high-end suburbs, right? Why don't you see that? If you're going to talk about areas in which people are targeted or racial demographics, why don't you see that same
Okay,
force
so
of the
all
state
right, I
in
got you, I
those
got you, I got you.
areas? Why are those
Let
particularly
me break this down.
targeted to where people of
I
color
got you.
live?
Listen, I got you. Let me answer your question, right? So I'm not sure if you heard what Tariq just told you, but let's be clear about this. We have this thing called the military times. If you read it, you kind of see what the operation is. Right now, they're training National Guard soldiers to become support for, guess what agency? ICE. You named it. So if you realize, if you recognize it, I think earlier in the year, or a few months ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, Trump federalized the California National Guard. Now, the reason he did that is because local and state law enforcement refused to help ICE with their raids. Now, when he did that, the governor couldn't do anything about it. Now, you see what's going on in DC, it's the same thing. Now they're actually sending orders to those troops to be trained in ICE administration. Now, granted, they're not the type they're going to make arrests. However, they do have National Guard units in the Army specifically. They're called 31 Bravo. 31 Bravo is police officers, so they have that training. And also, there's another MOS called 31 Echo, which is police officer. I mean, not police officer, but prison guard. Most 31 Bravos have to have that training. Now, if you notice, they're building these encampments. Essentially, what they're doing is they're using the federal troops to assist federal agents. However, you have this a little tricky thing, right? And since Trump has the power he has right now before midterms, this was always going to be the perfect opportunity for him to do it. This is how American politics work. Now, in order for them to get the backing, like Trump, like Flex tried to tell you earlier, they're using black people as a scapegoat. But if you take a look at what they're actually doing, they're actually activating National Guard people to assist ICE.
Right.
Now, what they
Daniel,
put on the
but
news is one
Daniel,
thing. You understand how propaganda works.
that I don't dispute anything that you've said. Me and you agree with,
Okay,
with
so
what you're
just
saying there.
because they
My
say
question
something,
is, why are those efforts concentrated in communities where you find black people? Why is that not happening in the areas where houses reached property
those
values reached
efforts
5,
are,
10,
I
15,
can explain it
20
to you.
million dollars?
Those efforts,
Why do they go to sectional housing? Why do they go
you
to
asking
places?
like three questions in a row.
Because you're
Look, let me answer your
almost
first
there. I'm
question,
trying
because
to
you
help you.
asked the
I'm
question.
trying to help you get to the
No,
to
no,
us to a
That,
point.
you can't
Because you
explain
and
this
I,
better than
you and
me.
I aren't
Look,
even
listen, you literally
disagreeing.
asked the question.
You and I aren't even
Do you
disagreeing.
want the answer to the question you asked?
okay, go ahead, Dan.
All right, so to answer your question, right, why are they doing this? A, DC, along with all of those cities he named, are sanctuary cities. This is shit Tariq just told you. They're sanctuary cities. Now, if you remember, Governor Abbott was busing people to these cities. There are like millions of them in these cities apiece, and their mayors are uncooperative because they are sanctuary cities. That's why it's looking the way it's looking. And if you, again, what they're saying in the media versus what they're doing on the ground are two very different things. And we understand that.
So
Yes,
even in
we're not
sanctuary
saying this
cities,
country is perfect.
so
We
in
understand this
sanctuary
country has
cities,
a very,
Daniel,
you said what now?
in sanctuary cities, right? Again, we're gonna have to do this until you're willing to come to the point.
Which are
In
illegals, by the way.
Right, fine. In sanctuary cities, and I'm being lied to by the mainstream media. Fine, I'm being lied to by CNN, all of them, even the videos that I see from the people who are actually being harassed. In these sanctuary cities, right? Is it only illegal immigrants? Do illegal immigrants not have money to go and live in high-end areas? Let me tell you why I say this, right? In South Africa,
They
Cape
are
Town, there
getting them
is
everywhere. What are you talking about? You
right.
understand
Okay,
they're
no.
raiding every
So
place, right?
In South Africa, there is in the Western Cape, there is a string of
You're
very
speaking about America,
affluent.
though.
Right. I'm trying to make an example for you, right? There is a string of affluent neighborhoods all along Table Mountain. And most of those houses, whenever there's a murder, whenever something happens in there, it is because it is a leader of a certain syndicate. You can look it up. You can go check
Okay,
syndicates
okay.
in
Let me
Cape
explain to
Town.
you how
Right.
America works.
So now my
Got you.
question
I'm
is,
familiar with
why
that.
is it that wait, so
Listen,
I haven't even finished the point. And in the same
because it's
vein,
irrelevant. What does that have to do with what I'm talking about?
In the Cape Flats, there's over policing in the Cape Flats. Same province, but over policing with the people of color.
What
However,
are
there
you
is
talking
no
about?
you can't hear me because you're not listening to the question. You're
No,
rushing to
no, I'm trying
answer
to
a
figure out
question
where
you
does this
haven't.
fit into the conversation. You're telling me there's over policing in poor neighborhoods. That's common sense. What I'm talking about is I'm addressing why the National Guard was called in for ICE. That's what I'm talking about. You're talking about something completely different. And let me just break it down to you why they do that. Because the National Guard is local soldiers. The joke is called Weekend Warriors. Because you know what happens? You ready for this? Those people are from those areas. And if you're conducting a manhunt, you need people familiar with the area and the lay of the land. That's the reason why. So when they say the National Guard troops,
You haven't
you
answered me.
actually activating people who work and live in that community. So they'd be better to direct them to where the illegals are. See, because even though they're a bunch
So
of poor
illegals
people,
aren't in the upmarket areas, is what you're
listen to what
saying.
I'm telling you. Listen to what
You
I'm
said they
telling you.
directed.
Listen,
You said
listen to
they
what I'm telling
direct
you.
them to those areas,
Listen
right?
to what I'm telling
So
you.
if they
You asking a
directed to those
question.
areas, they are
I got
directed
you.
there
I will
because
answer
you're
the
saying
question.
that
I'm
only
answering the
illegals
question
there.
now.
So illegals don't live in the
I
upper
am
area, in the upper
answering the
areas.
question
Oh, go
now. You're
ahead.
talking while listen. I got you. Let me answer the question for you. Right. So here's the reason. Here's what's going on. Right. These government agencies, like ICE, along with the other 4,500 federal agencies they hired, do heavy surveillance on these people. They know how they move. In America right now, it is the school year. It's like the second week of school, some people the third or first. But what happens is,
Why are we learning
listen,
about
these
school,
people
bro? Just
are
answer the
registering,
question.
listen, and you will learn. These people are registering for school. That is a lot of records that can enter in a federal database. They know if these kids are legal or illegal. And when they
So
register
why
these
not go
kids,
post up
a
at the schools on the
adult
day school
has
starts?
to register these children. So
Why
you
not
have
why not
addresses
pop
now.
up
You
at
have a
the
lot
schools
more
when school
information.
starts to stop
You have
them
a
from
lot more
attending schools?
information about where these children and their parents are living. And guess what? When you have that and you make a lay of the land and you
You
have
still
somebody who's
haven't
from
answered
that
me.
land,
You still
they can
haven't
best
answered me,
advise you
Daniel.
how to
You still
actually
have not
operate
answered me.
in that area the safest way possible. That is the whole point of all of this. And also, it gives them a kick for interns. So, like the midterms. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, it's not what you think it is. And you're from
No,
the
you're
outside
not
looking in.
answering me, Daniel. You're not answering me. You haven't answered
I just
nothing,
answered your
dog.
Clearly,
question.
You
You're
haven't
talking about
answered.
some
You have
suburbs
not.
in your city.
clearly answering the question. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, you're talking about a suburb in your city. I'm not talking about your city. You
I'm talking
asked
about
about
your
the
city.
National
I'm talking
Guard
about
troops,
DC. I'm talking about DC.
and
Why
I'm
not just
telling
go
you,
wait outside of the schools if they are registering for schools? Why go to
do
houses
you know
where
how
you got
bad it would
grown men
look? Okay, I'll
standing
tell
on
you.
the at
I got
night
you.
smoking a
I can answer
cigarette
that
on the
question.
porch?
I
You're
can
not.
answer that
You've been
question.
saying this, and we're
I
circling
can answer
around
that
it, and
question.
you can't bring yourself to answer
You
the question because
asking a
you know what it
question and then you're
entails.
talking. You're asking a question and you're talking. I can answer the question. The
Because you
reason why
keep
they don't wait
talking,
outside of
you're not
schools because it's
answering
bad
anything.
optics. It's bad optics to
Bad
have federal
optics.
agents on a
Bad
American
optics.
school. It's ridiculous.
Dude, look at the image and you tell me what we're
Bad
seeing
optics.
now is not bad optics, not of mainstream media, but of
It's
people's
not.
own
It's not. They're
recorded
breaking the
personal
law. What are you talking
devices.
about?
We
They're
were talking
breaking the
about
law.
of
What are you talking
people
about?
smoking on your porch is breaking. I hope everyone heard that. Smoking on your porch
I'm talking
is
about the
breaking the
illegal
law.
immigrants.
Smoking on
I'm
the
talking about the
porch.
illegal
No, we're not
immigrants.
talking about illegals. We're talking about why is
You're talking about
ICE.
what you see
You
on
see,
CNN.
okay, that's why we can't come to
Is
resolve.
that CNN footage again? Because you
I'm
just said
talking
you didn't
about
trust CNN.
recorded off people's own devices. We've seen the same video clips.
Posted
Tariq,
on what platform?
on Tariq, if you go through Tariq's timeline, he's engaged with the very same tweets. So let's not act like this is CNN who has hidden cameras
Oh,
in
by no
people's
means.
houses.
Listen. By no
Let's not
means
do
are
that.
we
We're
as a
talking about
people
people's
okay with
own
being
footage,
propagandized. We just
first
understand what
person.
it is. Again, there is no way, no shape or
You're not
form
going to
are
answer the
we as
question,
a
are you,
people
Daniel?
okay with this. However, we
All right,
understand what they're
I'm done
actually
with this
doing.
part.
Yeah, exactly, because we understand these people.
Now you win,
Look,
Daniel.
y'all
You
try
won.
to
You
talk
won.
to
You
us
won.
about.
You're the great debater. You're the great debate. You won. You
No,
managed to.
listen, gang.
No, no.
What you
You.
saying is
Why?
ridiculous.
Why are
Look,
you arguing with me? Because I
we.
told you you won. You won, dog. You won
What are you
this
talking about?
argument.
I'm not even talking to you at this
I don't
point.
even have
Just
anything
listen in your
else to
line.
say to you because you've
Okay,
Now,
well,
won.
stop talking then. Stop
You've
talking.
made your point.
Good Lord, this
Come on.
nigga's going. Look, bro, this is the thing, right? We understand how white supremacy works. We know how to win these battles. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken correctly, we actually helped you guys win your battle
yep.
against white supremacy,
So why
as
aren't
small as
you
it
doing
was.
Why aren't you doing the
But
same for
anyway, you
yourselves?
trying to tell us how to deal with this
Why
system,
aren't you
and we've
doing the
been
same
whooping
for
this system
yourselves
since it
now?
started. What are you
Or
talking
you
about?
waiting
All
for
right,
us
I
to come
heard
help
something
you? Do you
about
want
white
to return the
supremacy, and I
favors?
want to get in on this.
Hold,
Okay,
Dan, do you want us to
you guys have
return the
been
favor?
bickering back and
hey,
forth enough.
No, we not. I'm not asking you for nothing.
So
Like, what
then
can you
why
tell us? You don't
mention
even
that
know.
you helped us if you don't want us to help you? It's a
Well,
completely irrelevant
That's like
point.
you trying to tell a. It's like you trying to tell a mechanic how to put air in his tire. Like, wait, move.
Bro,
We
that is a
just fixed your
terrible
radiator.
anation for this discussion. Like
That's a great analogy. You
if I
trying to
ask you
tell
how
me
it
about
That
applies
was a
to what we've
horrible
$5,000
discussed,
gas, bro. I
analogy.
don't even care about.
it was
That's
terrible,
horrible.
dude. Like, what are you talking
Sure
about?
thing.
I'm not telling you how to do your job. There's no specific job that we're doing here. I'm asking you why
You're
you're
right, because
not
you actually
doing
agree
it.
with what I'm talking about. So what are you
I'm
talking about?
asking you why you're not doing it. It's a terrible analogy, dog. Like,
Why
don't
are
do
we
that
not
to
doing
yourself.
what?
Don't do that to
why
yourself.
Why
Like,
are we not doing what?
if you're gonna engage in
slow
a
down? Why are we not doing what? Go. You know, you could.
we're not making terrible analogies, Tariq. That's what we're not doing.
Okay, you just
No. You said we're not. Why are we not doing something? What are we? What are we not doing?
Indaba.
You're not muted, by the way.
Now he don't want to say nothing. Indaba, you are not muted, sir.
Oh, now I'm unmuted. Thanks. Oh gosh, I
What
don't
are you
know.
talking about? You was unmuted the whole time.
Dude, dude, if I have to post screenshots of every time Tariq, because by the way, this has been screen recorded. So every time he says
Congratulations.
you're not thingy, then yeah, I'm definitely just going to prove that that's a lie. But what I'm saying is, dude, what I was saying is we're not going to make terrible analogies and think that that's going to be the be all and end all of the conversation. That's what I was saying. You made a
Okay, so
terrible
all right, let me ask you
analogy.
one question.
You made a
I'm gonna ask you
terrible
a question
analogy, and
and
just wear
concise.
that. That's all you got to do.
Did South Africa did the South African apartheid movement get a big push from Black Americans just now?
I think we got a bigger push from our African brothers, if you're going to be honest. You
Is that right?
guys had one or two lawyers that spoke up, but you guys weren't holding us in exile.
Yeah.
Like you guys didn't host
Interesting.
MK
Okay.
regiments.
Then why did y'all sit up and let Mandela sit up in jail for 26 damn years then on your own? Why'd y'all sit up and let that man sit in that cell over there?
Are we having another conversation now?
No, we're saying
Why did you guys let your civil rights leaders get killed then?
who let him look
Like who?
Bro, you guys don't know that your civil rights leaders got killed?
Elaborate.
Who?
You're also one shot from a balcony?
Elaborate. What happened?
Have you got anything for your civil rights leaders?
No.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
You
What
haven't.
happened?
Who?
Did you spin back?
No, I said elaborate.
You
Speak up.
guys
Who got
only
shot?
managed to
What
get
happened?
the files this year
No.
because the president that you guys are defending refuses to release the Epstein files. That's
No
the
one's
only
defending
reason
Trump
you
at all.
guys find out what happened to your civil rights leaders'
Who?
movements.
No. You said why did we let them get shot? Elaborate. What happened?
Why didn't you?
What could we have done differently?
So my question is the same question to you. What do you want us to do differently that you helped us? I can't help the fact that you helped.
No. Elaborate on what you said. You said, why do we let our civil rights leaders get shot? And
Yeah, why do?
what do you think happened when Dr. King got shot?
What happened? You guys had the riots and then you went back to life as normal?
No, it didn't go back to normal. The goddamn civil rights bill passed about 3 days later because we turned this mother
Right, bro. Did they not blow up blocks and then the victims and the survivors still didn't get reparations now?
What?
Actually, what was that? What was that block that got blown up by the American government and some of the
That
lost
was in
survivors?
1985, and that was Philadelphia. Like, but
Yes,
if you're
yes,
talking
yes,
about the two
thanks.
different
And
things,
the lost
the
survivors,
civil rights
there
movement
are
was in the
still
60s,
survivors right
genius.
now, right? There's still survivors right now that
That
being
was
told
20
that
years
Yeah,
later.
yeah,
something that
20 years, dude. I'm 32.
that happened.
I'm 32.
Well, you
That
You're
happened.
babbling. That happened in the 80s. You're talking about the Move organization in Philly in the mid 1980s. So you're just jumping all over the place with horse shit.
Right, Daniel. So, Daniel, my question then still becomes to you then.
No, my view is that we didn't just let our civil rights leaders get shot. When Dr. King got shot, we flipped this country upside down. It was something called Hell Week. And days after Dr. King got shot, we forced the United States government to sign the 1968 Civil Rights Act in April. Look,
All right. Let's talk about Philly then. There are 3 surviving civic victims.
what does that have to do with anything? That's random as hell. That don't what does that
Yeah, you can't
No,
just
we're
skip over
talking
the
about
first fact that he was
no,
wrong. Hold
guys.
on,
Let's
wait.
not do this. Let's relax. Let's relax now, because I feel like tensions are.
saying shit? You're just jumping all over the place. You jump from Dr. King, so you're just saying random, unrelated.
I spoke about civil rights, Tariq.
Are
So
you
was
going to
Dr.
acknowledge that
King
you
the
was wrong
only
about
civil
that
rights?
first? Hold on, are
No,
you going to acknowledge you was wrong about
Daniel,
that first?
come? You talking about civil rights? You let your icon sit in that damn small ass prison cell for 26 years.
Tariq.
As a majority, too.
Even the most uneducated guy in
We did all those
Pakistan
riots as a minority, by the way.
will
Throwing it out there.
know what South Africans did in the wake of that. There was the Sharpeville massacre. There were the Women's Day protests. There has been a constant, and South Africa's rich with the history. The only issue
Khalid
is
Muhammad said y'all could have
Y'all
went and
could have
got
got
him.
him out
okay.
that last jail cell. I've been in that jail cell. I'm looking around like they could have came and got him up out of this bitch.
Oh, on Robben
Khalid
Island.
Muhammad said the same
On
thing.
Robben Island.
Y'all could have
On Robben Island.
to
Tariq,
Y'all
are you
don't
talking
y'all don't
about
own a
Robben
boat?
Island? If I ask you today if you can go get anybody off of Rikers or Alcatraz, would that be possible?
Yeah, we
You.
got Tyler
As a
Shakur
majority.
out of damn jail. Yeah, it is possible. We got a
So you could swim to Alcatraz and break people out and then swim back.
As a majority, we wouldn't have to swim. That's the point. You guys are the majority, and you guys can
No,
do
you
it.
guys are being funny because you guys asking me why I didn't.
couldn't get a damn boat to go over to Robben Island. It ain't that far. Robben Island is not that damn far from shore.
Bro, do you see what you're saying, Tariq, is you make it seem like, oh, one person could have just walked out their house in apartheid South Africa.
Ooh, I've been there. Y'all act like I've been there. That's not a far ass boat, right? Y'all could have got a rowboat to go get Mandela up out of there. What you talking about?
All right, Tariq, fine. Let me ask you a question, right? Since you've been here. Can I ask you, when you were here, did
So
they
you
explain
acknowledge he
to
was
you?
wrong, though,
Did they
right?
explain to you
Wait. You acknowledge he was
what
wrong, though. You
what's
can't just
what
skip
civil
past that.
liberties during
Are you
that duration
so
did black people have? You telling me that I could have gone to hire a boat
why?
to break him out
Yeah,
in apartheid South
you're
Africa?
the damn majority there. You're the majority. What was stopping you? Literally, what's
Tariq, you were the majority as FBA in America, and still Christopher Columbus with 13 white people on a boat took over America.
Christopher Columbus
So what are you telling
put
me?
in the United States or North America, sir? So you're just saying stuff to deflect from the fact that you have coward blood in your system, sir. You are inherently a coward.
Aren't you from Nigeria anyway?
Indaba? Yeah.
Yeah, aren't you Nigerian?
Indaba? Now he's acting like he's muted. Family, you can see when a person is muted, by the way. You can look and see if the mic is muted.
Yeah, Tariq, I'm glad you said that because I literally have that part on
Wait,
screen
aren't you
record.
Nigerian?
No,
I'm South African. I'm Soto.
Oh, okay. Somebody DM me said you was Nigerian.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I mean,
Wait, so
that's
is
crazy.
your
That's somebody
ancestors?
who
Wait.
doesn't
Are
even
you? Are
know
you?
me.
Real quick. Hold on, got you 100%. Are your ancestors from South Africa too?
Yeah, 100%.
Gotcha. So that's your homeland, and in your homeland, you're saying you couldn't find 12 people with a boat willing to rescue y'all liberator?
Well, I mean, what are you asking me here? Like,
I'm asking you
you're
why didn't
asking me
y'all grab a boat and
if I
go rescue
couldn't find
Mandela?
if I couldn't find a boat. Let me ask you, are you aware of what apartheid spatial planning is?
Are you going to answer that question? Yes or no?
If how can I answer you're asking me a question that I'm trying to give you context to. If I tell you that there's apartheid spatial
This
planning,
deflection
that there
technique
is
is so
certain
crazy,
things.
bro. It's not
No,
going to
no,
work.
you see, that's the funny thing is because even if I ask you about the spatial planning of apartheid, that will tell you that black
Yes, I
people.
know about
So
apartheid,
then what
dude.
are you
I know about
asking me?
apartheid.
What about if I ask you about the movement laws? If I ask you about the
Listen,
Dompas laws, what you're
apartheid makes
asking
you look
me,
even weaker.
what you are asking me,
Apartheid make you look even weaker. You do realize the racism we face in this
apartheid makes
country
us
is
look
because we
weaker,
were a
but Donald
minority, right?
Trump is busy dragging, this Gestapo is busy pulling you off of your porches, but we look weak.
Yeah, all that, whatever. You do
But we look
realize
weak,
that
right?
they came to your country, right, when you were the
As the
majority,
Iberians came to yours,
and they enforced all of that stuff. What are you talking
as
about?
the Iberians
We,
did to
as a
you.
minority, we give our
Everything you're
government
saying
hell.
to you, you were the FBA. If you're foundational, you were the majority at the time. You were the only
That's
people
not what
there.
that means. That's literally not what that means. That
Brother,
literally means
brother, brother,
that's
brother,
based on
brother, brother, brother,
being there in
stop
the
that,
beginning.
stop
That's
that,
not the
stop that.
majority.
You are FBA.
That's not a majority
So
statement. You
you
know that,
mean
right?
you're the foundation, but as the foundation, other
That
groups
does
got
not
bigger than
mean
you.
majority.
So what group is bigger than you as a foundational Black American
First doesn't
before
mean the largest. You
colonizers?
understand that, right?
Fine, let's have this conversation.
Yeah, but first doesn't mean the largest, right?
Colonizers came to the mainland of
Does
North
first
America.
mean
Listen,
does
I'm
first
going
mean the
to,
largest?
okay, I'll answer, hear my
Does first
question.
equal largest?
No, fine. No, it doesn't. Now,
Okay,
here's
so
my
why would you
question.
say that then?
Here's my question. Who then became the bigger group after FBAs to the point that you guys were the minority? Because even if you are a small group, you would still be the majority because you are the
You're
only
just
people.
babbling, man. Right now, you're desperate. You're just grasping and you're arguing in bad faith. You're just grasping and just saying shit right now to basically ignore the fact that you are the majority and you've always been the majority over there. And them white supremacists whooped on your ass and they're still whooping your ass now. This is why you keep getting into these circular, babbling ass whataboutisms. You're getting smacked around and whooped on by the white supremacists right now, and you're 90% of the population over there, sir. So stop trying to deflect from that. Okay?
So,
Let's hear this whataboutism. Oh, what about
Yeah, it's so sad. Like you didn't, you was wrong about the National Guard situation. You was wrong about the civil rights thing. You literally burned the city, and we did all this as a quote unquote minority
right?
group. It's like we listen to y'all complain and whine as a majority. If we had y'all numbers, it wouldn't even be close over here.
We
But
was dude.
that's just a
Look
far
up
cry.
Cairo, Illinois in the late 60s, early 70s. The Foundation of Black Americans ran all the white people out of a whole town. because of the bullshit. That's the shit we were doing.
Okay, if I tell you about the Battle of 1,000 Hills and how we ran the Dutch out of there, and how King Moshoeshoe also ran the Dutch and English out of there, and they had to take 3-4 years to recuperate and come back, what are you
What year
telling
was
me?
this?
What years?
What year was this?
What, this is 19, hold on, this is 18, I think 8, I'm not actually, let me not lie to you. Let me just check this date quickly.
Yeah, please don't do that. But anyway, but what that got to do with what's going on right now?
Yeah, because you're acting like we've never been able to get rid of white people, and you speak about there are towns where
You know
there
what
are
I'm saying?
only
But
white
what
people
have you done
when
for me
they're
lately?
actively
Janet
doing.
Jackson voice.
Pardon?
What have you done lately? Janet Jackson voice.
What do you mean? What have I done lately?
Yeah, because
It's a Janet Jackson song. She asked the question, "What have you
no,
done
but you
lately?"
about to quote. You got to go back to Shaka Zulu to show where you fought back. If you got to go back to damn Shaka fucking Zulu, that's not.
Can you show me a relevant time where we have video cameras and thingy where you chased white people out that we can refer to now?
Cincinnati.
Is that a
Because as
serious
far as
question?
I can see, they're in the Ozarks, they're building their own whites only town, and you guys ain't going to do shit about that.
We fully support that.
Yeah, let them.
Oh,
We
so
fully support that.
so it's okay for y'all, but not for us. You are foundations, and you're letting colonizers build their own towns in
In the
your
mountains,
foundational
in
land,
a
in your
town with a
motherland,
People are
population of
healing.
4
in your
people, yes, we gotta support
motherland,
that.
Yeah,
where your ancestors are. You're allowing white only towns where their bones are buried.
yeah. If a
Yes.
hillbilly comes
All right, no,
woods,
cool. No, say less. All right, I just needed to know.
Hillbilly
yeah,
Central. What's wrong with you, man? They building the we've done them so bad they had to take their people to
yeah,
the mountains
right.
and hide away. That's not a
That's
town. That's
just
a
black
hideout.
fatigue, dude.
Black.
That's just black fatigue.
Yeah, and we happy for them. Shout out to them. We wish them a long and prosperous life in those miserable mountains. Like, what are you talking about? They're not
Mind you,
bothering
your
society.
ancestors are also buried in those mountains as you speak
Sir,
like
they
this.
came to your homeland where your people live and eat and told you you can't go certain
And that
places.
is why
And then on
Trump
top of
is
telling you
making
you can't
special
go certain places,
concessions for
they
them
literally
now.
pushed you out.
Your president has made sure that no immigration processes can happen except for white South Africans. That is how tough they're having it. They see the writing on the wall,
We're
they
not
see the
immigrants. We don't
numbers.
care. That doesn't affect
Yeah,
us.
but that's why you're taking all our white immigrants. They're running scared.
What does that have to do with us?
You busy acting like we out here doing nothing. Yet they're the ones knocking on your door, also
Immigration for us is a
influencing your
bad thing. So
policy.
the fact that he's cutting immigration off is a good thing. We don't care.
That's
We
trust me.
supported the immigration thing.
You guys have our white Afrikaners. You have them there.
Gotcha. Real
You
quick.
got your white
Wait. How does
White House.
immigration
You got your White House that's busy actively posting
in Yaba
how they can
Indaba?
actually get citizenship to America, strictly for
Yeah,
Afrikaans
shout out to them for that.
whites
Yo,
and
Indaba, real
South
quick.
African whites.
Yeah. All of that. All that's true. Real quick. Hey, how does
So why you
immigration
brush over
help black
that?
people?
So how do you brush over that and then still have
It's
the
irrelevant. How
audacity
does
to say that
that's an
we're not
emotional
doing
response? It
anything
doesn't
over
bother
here?
us one way or another.
Because constitutionally, we're doing everything that we
It's
have to do,
irrelevant.
right? It's irrelevant. So then
All right, real
basically
quick.
this whole
How does
discussion during
immigration benefit us?
any point that you, how does
How
immigration,
does immigration benefit us as black foundational black Americans?
I don't know about your struggle over there. I don't. I
No, no,
genuinely, I
no. Okay,
don't.
give me an example of how would it benefit us?
Okay, so
I'm
let's
listening.
think about, okay, let me think.
How does
Here's a great
Nigerians
example.
flooding you guys' workplace
Here's
benefit you?
here's a great example, right? Since you're
Oh gosh.
FBA, okay, no, America, the mainland of America, North America is FBA land, right? So such people, the white people that you see there, are not actually supposed to be there, right? So they could be categorized as immigrants. Henry Ford, immigrant. Jeff Bezos, immigrant. When Trump said black jobs, and you guys were the ones saying black jobs are us working in warehouses and car factories, I would say that those people benefited your communities.
Okay,
No, they did not. They undercut the job market. They formed unions to lock people out. They actually did the exact
No,
opposite.
actually,
So
they
that's our whole
union
point.
bust. They union
That's
bust.
the reason why we're
Amazon was union busting.
anti-immigration.
Tesla tried to union bust.
That's the reason why
They did
we're
all of those
anti-immigration.
things. So
That's the reason we're anti-immigration.
if you're anti-immigrants, then your issues would be with the likes of Elon Musk, Henry Ford, those Dubai
When do you
billionaires,
see us supporting that?
The
Wait. When
Saudis.
do you see? We don't
we're
support that.
supporting them.
Yeah, because what?
Where are we supporting them?
No, the question was, how have they benefited FBA?
All
And
right,
I'm
Flex,
telling
man,
you
you
how
have a
they
nice night,
how
man.
they.
He just
Thank
going
you.
in circles.
Enough of him. I'm bored now. Thank you so much, Dan. I got him out of here. Thank you, brother Dan. Yeah, I'm not. I just got tired. His horseshit and circular babbling is just. It's kind of making me sleepy. It's putting me to sleep at this point. But when this tether gets debunked, they just start jumping from subject to subject. What about a bomb over here in 1985? Just okay, just all over the damn place. All right, but yeah, we stand on business. Yes, we do. We absolutely stand on business over here, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what we do. Let me get some more people in here. Yeah, I did. Boy, that's circular babbling. Let's get empty mind shit. Empty mind. Hop on empty mind. Mr. Empty Mind in the building.
Yeah. I just wanted to get on here real quick, man. A whole bunch of bushmeat babble, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Well, actually, I do want to disrespect them as much as possible, man. Everything FBA got going on right now is a response to disrespect in ways, shit, just like the white supremacists.
Yeah.
If you, it's almost worse over there in Britain. Seem like I go through these videos and man, it's like they teaching them deliberately that we stupid, we don't know nothing. It like we just heard them babbling and going from topic to topic, so we seeing it firsthand how it's going.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? How do we how do we get rid of them? I don't want to just go apply for ICE, but how do we expedite this process?
Man, the thing is, all that. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the call. Yeah, all that circular battling and projecting and cats ain't even over here worrying about the political landscape here because they see what's going on. They see how we stand up to these people. They see what we do. This is why they have to lie and project. A lot of people got a problem with the courage that we have. When we're the minority over here, we still stand up to these damn race soldiers and show no fear and show courage in the face of militarized adversity. Folks who get whooped on with sticks and switches, they got a problem with seeing that. They don't like the optics of that. It makes them feel less than when they're the majority and you can't stand up and defend yourself like that. Or you won't do it. You can, but you just won't. Yeah. And then cats start coming up with all these damn excuses. What we asked was a very valid question. How come y'all, if you riding and all that, don't he's talking about some shit they did in the 1800s. You talking about shit Shaka Zulu them. You got to go all the way back to damn Shaka Zulu? Really? You got to go all the way back to Shaka damn Zulu to show where you put in some work.
Microphone check. Microphone check. Microphone check. Microphone check. Microphone check.